Hey, you skillful bards and bardettes. Welcome back to iCast Vicious Mockery. I'm Austin.
I'm Matt.
Did you know you can get decks with the Egyptian god cards in them now? You can buy a Slifer the Sky Dragon deck.
I am actually sort of surprised that you couldn't do that before, but you can get that. You can just
$10.
what?
That one or Obelisk the Tormentor. You want to go get some Yu-Gi-Oh cards today?
Dude, I would fulfill my
Of having Slifer the Sky Dragon, the coolest Egyptian god monster? Yeah.
Yes.
Did you like Slifer the best too?
Yes. I did.
His
like
effect just seems so good to me because you draw a card every turn, and so do they.
Your opponent does too?
Yeah.
Is that how it works? I can't remember their
As far
effects.
as I knew as a kid, yeah, it was both people's hands. So his attack power was probably going to be like 10,000 to begin with. And defense too, I think. They both scale with the number of cards. Now,
is that how it worked? You see, I'm fuzzy on the details.
1,000 points per card each hand. Insane.
What?
Yeah.
That's nuts.
Yeah, and it says special ability can destroy magic or trap cards like one per turn or something just for free. I forget. It was something crazy like that.
But okay, so what did Obelisk the Tormentor do? I remember he had crazy high attack and
yeah, he had. Well, it was
stuff.
4,000 each, so
Oh.
not even crazy high.
Oh,
No, was it 8,000 each?
I think it's 8,000.
8,000 each. That
Yeah,
sounds more like it.
I was like, that sounds low. I'm pretty sure it's 8,000 each.
Yeah, because I mean, Lava Golem has 3,500, 3,000 or something. So you can't. I mean, do you remember Lava Golem?
No.
It takes away 1,000 life points for every turn it's on your field of your own life points.
Mm-hmm.
But the strategy is to play it on their side and then lock it down so it can't attack you. And then you're good. You just wait less than 8 turns and then they're done for. 8 turns is a long time though.
You could do the magical hats thing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, because like if somebody did that to you.
Yeah.
Well, I know it destroys the monster when it switches. I can't remember now.
Oh, yeah. I don't. But yeah.
One of them.
I don't know anything about it. I just know you can get the Egyptian god cards very easily now.
Okay. And then, but because I know their effects because of the show.
Mm-hmm.
Slifer the Sky Dragon definitely got the most screen time.
Yeah.
And that's like the battle that.
Well, the Winged Dragon of Ra might have, but it was in the egg form most of the time.
Well, I don't remember what it did.
Me neither.
Like
Slifer's ability was the most straightforward.
Really? It was the
yeah.
most
It was just like
okay.
More cards, more power. Have 32,000 attack points. That's fine. Easy. Just hold 32 cards in your hand. How are you going to do that? Magic jar or whatever.
Pot of Greed.
Pot of Greed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's fine. Whatever.
I think well, first of all, I guess I should say that, yes, I know that they're not legal in tournaments anyway.
Right.
But you're only allowed to have 2 Pot of Greeds in your deck.
Yeah. Or one. It's limited
maybe,
to one or two.
Yeah.
It's
one.
like really,
because
it's on the restricted list for sure.
Any card, you're only allowed to have 3 copies of any given card.
Yeah.
In your deck, but some of them are restricted further.
Mm-hmm.
Pot of Greed, I think you're right, is 1.
Right. And Pot of Greed, in case you don't know anything about Yu-Gi-Oh! And somehow still care about listening to what Pot of Greed does, I think it lets you draw 2 cards or 3 cards. Yeah, 2 cards.
And that's it. It lets you draw 2 cards.
Yeah, basically you have a card in your hand and it lets you draw 2 more, which doesn't sound like a lot, but that's 3 cards and your deck is 60 cards. So it like lets you go through 5% of the deck or whatever, basically.
Yeah.
Which is good for getting to important stuff.
Yeah.
No, your deck is 40 cards.
Minimum. Yeah, I think it's 40 minimum, yeah.
Which a lot of people, play minimum decks.
Right, which because
it's easier to get to the cards you need.
It's easier to get to the cards that you need, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, I didn't understand that as a kid and thought the more cards you had
is better.
Yeah, more cards is better.
There you go. Yeah, you're more likely to get your best cards if you put all of your best cards in the deck. Eventually you'll get all of them.
Yeah,
Why
right?
would you take cards out of the deck unless you're limited on them?
Which you're not in Yu-Gi-Oh! I don't think.
Oh yeah, no, you can have an unlimited deck size. I think. Well, probably not in competitions anymore. Most competitions limit you to a deck that you can shuffle. Like that's how they say it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because so do you know about this though? These the dudes who showed up to a Magic the Gathering tournament
Uh-huh.
with a deck of 1,000 cards, I believe. I mean, it was long enough. They both held it and carried it on their shoulders, and they were dressed up like the Blues Brothers for some reason,
Okay.
which was that's
Ye
A plus material right there.
Sure.
So they carried this thing across this giant acrylic deck case with 1,000 cards in it, and they did get disqualified from that tournament, but it was for like not quite for the deck being too big. And then after that, there were rules that because it was not a small tournament. It was like
Yeah.
I want to say like a third tier tournament. You know,
Yeah.
like world championship, next level down, next level down.
Oh, wow, yeah.
So like had they actually taken it seriously, they'd win 2 tournaments and then they'd be competing with the top people in the world. Um, no, they did it the fun way. They took it chaotically.
I can't remember what there are names. I can't remember if there are 2 or 3 of the different people who play Magic the Gathering. It's like 2 or 3. It's like, "Hey, these cards are neat. I like the way they look, so I play the game to
Mhm.
get the cool looking cards," right? And then there's the people that are like, "If I lose once, I quit forever." Like, I will I if I lose, I'm a failure.
Right.
Um, I and which are the only 2 I can ever remember because I don't know if there's a third one, but I feel like I might be the third one. I don't know. I've played a little bit of Magic the Gathering and I'm like, "Oh, this is fun. The cards are neat. If I lose, whatever. If I win, that's fun."
I don't like winning.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's a problem I have.
You don't like winning.
Nope.
Why not? Have you ever thought about why?
Yeah, I mean it's like a whole like then somebody lost and I don't know if I feel bad or something probably. I don't
Huh.
know if it's strictly important, but I also don't like losing. So maybe that's why I don't like winning because I feel bad for somebody else losing then. I do enjoy competing. So
Hmm.
what do you do?
Yeah.
I basically that's why I mess with people so much while
Uh,
playing against them. Is
mhm.
like that's fun for me. The fun part is the actual competing part. And I don't care what the result is afterward because both results are not like I don't get anything good from winning or losing. So might as well have as much fun during as I can.
That's interesting. That's an interesting way to put it. Uh, I would say I maybe my feelings are similar. Like I do like to win
Hmm.
and I do not like to lose.
Hmm.
But winning is not how I get my feelings of fulfillment.
Right.
And losing does not make me feel like I will never amount to anything in my life.
Right.
so
Yeah.
so at the end of the day, it just is what it is,
Right.
you know, win or lose. Um yeah, I don't know. But some people take games like real seriously
Yeah.
and will be very upset if they lose.
Well, and then part of that is overestimating how much control you have over it,
That's true.
and how much it's like the result is a reflection of who you are. Uh, so I know that for sure, like affects people. Um,
Well, that's the other thing. Like, I don't consider myself a Magic the Gathering player.
mm-hmm,
So if I lose at Magic the Gathering, it
mm-hmm,
doesn't really mean much to me.
yeah,
I haven't put any time or effort into learning the game and like
right.
how to be good at it. So it doesn't matter to me too much. Um, maybe things that like, I don't know, like if I lost like a martial arts competition against a novice,
Hmm.
that would feel bad
Hmm.
because I've been training for a long time and I feel like I'm pretty good at it.
I
But
would also feel bad for winning against them.
yeah, well, that's
I'd feel bad
true
for beating,
because
like
it's
if
yeah,
somebody put me up against somebody who was a total beginner and was like, "All right, go win." I'd be like, "I don't really want to."
that doesn't feel right. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, I understand that
Well,
feeling. Yeah.
you know what though? Not even if they're just a beginner, I guess. Any level. I don't really want to beat them, but I want to go out there and like I want to do the competition. I want to do the fun part. I just don't want the thing at the end. I don't want the medal or whatever.
Yeah, the winning and losing part of competition. Yeah, it's interesting to think about this because it's almost like at the if you really take a step back, you
Mhm.
can kind of think, why is there a winning and losing part of competitions anyway?
Yeah.
Like there doesn't necessarily have to be.
Yeah. But to get certain people to do it, like there are some people who wouldn't without
Yeah,
it.
right, exactly.
So,
Like I would, if there was like a tournament where there really wasn't a win or a lose, it was just like everybody goes against everybody else, and that's it.
yep.
That's the whole thing, and you do what you do.
Mhm.
I
Even if there were points given and like winners on individual rounds, if there was no like winner for the day or something too,
right,
like even that, like I wouldn't mind. I would mind less beating somebody in that situation and getting more points because it's just one round. Like whatever, it doesn't matter. I don't know. But the higher the stakes are, I guess the less I care about winning, or the more I care about not winning or losing. I don't want to play, but I do want to play. Actually, though, that's the other problem. I'll work on it. I'll keep working on that.
hmm
That is something that I have been working on a little bit with like board games or things like that. I've never liked board games,
yeah,
like in general.
hmm
Things like Monopoly or chess, or that's a pretty broad range right there. And anything
and
like that.
anything in between. Yeah,
Hmm.
no, I understand what you mean. I can't say that I've really liked board games very much either.
Hmm.
It's hard to dislike something like Candyland because we talked about Candyland. It's like pure randomness.
Yeah.
Like feeling good that you won Candyland is like I don't know.
Well, that's exactly it though.
It's
Like
like weird.
that's why some people feel so strongly, sort of, is because they tie the outcome of the game to their self worth. But really, most games are more Candyland than not.
Right, exactly. Where
You
the
know where?
outcome
Yeah.
is. Because
I mean,
even
something like chess. There is a real part of it where like it's all entirely predictable and
right.
you can like see what's going on, but it also like I mean, you could have two people. Mm, yeah, I guess that one's a pretty level playing ground. So like if somebody beats you at chess consistently, yeah, like it's because they're better than you at it.
Right.
Um,
But even
so I
something
guess
like
there's not too much randomness in that.
yeah, something like Magic the Gathering too.
Hmm.
I don't know a lot about it, but I do know that like there are certain decks that are considered to be like some of the best,
Hmm.
but you can build a deck that specifically is designed to counter the
Yep.
strategy to that deck and make
Right.
it completely useless.
Hmm.
Um, which is interesting because it makes me wonder how anybody can be like a top level Magic the Gathering player.
Hmm.
Like, how can you do that?
Yeah,
Uh,
and it's got to be some level of adaptability and thinking
yes,
outside the box, coming up with a strategy that people have trouble countering.
right,
Um, yeah, there's a lot to it, isn't there?
right,
Yeah, I
exactly.
do wonder about that.
Yeah, right, right. And I don't know. I haven't played a lot of it, so I'm not sure how it works exactly.
Hmm.
But yeah. But maybe that's why we like D&D because D&D is not winning and losing, or it doesn't have to be. Some people
Right.
do see it that way.
Yeah, that's true.
And so it's
There is
adaptable.
competitive D&D. That's a thing too.
Yeah, yeah, like Adventurers League is sort of like a competitive D&D sort of thing.
Yeah, and there are just straight up like competitions.
Mhm.
And the competitions are in two parts. There's like a like the players rate the DM,
Oh,
that sort of
okay.
thing.
Sure.
And then there's also like the adventurers try to survive the difficult, encounters and stuff. And then like the DMs, like the ratings play into that a little bit too, because they determine like, was this impossible, or like could we have done it? That sort of thing. Like, what was it? Was it scaled right? Did they set it up well? Was it just challenging? Was it, that sort of thing? It's an interesting thing.
Yeah, that is most of that is very subjective.
Right.
Well, and in fact, it's almost entirely subjective. Something like that
Mhm.
would be.
Yeah.
Whereas chess is almost entirely objective.
Right. Oh, so with the subjective stuff,
Mm-hmm.
I think if you have a trend and like a bunch of people rate a DM the same way,
Mm-hmm.
there is a real thing to it.
Yeah.
Like it becomes an empirical
Right.
thing. But sometimes what is measured is not. I mean, you're right. It's not an objective like, oh, is this DM good? It's what do people like
Mm-hmm.
most often? Does this DM do that? That
Yes.
sort of thing.
Yeah.
Right. And so
mass appeal sort of stuff.
are they reflective of the trends in DMing? And I know that there are trends in DMing.
Mm-hmm.
I'll have to think about what they are right now. Like, not right now. I'll have to think about what they are though.
Right.
I mean,
Right.
I know like certainly things like trying to have more diverse characters and things like that. That's a big trend right now.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like you see a lot of games where like if you're looking online at people entertaining with it almost, you're going to see a lot of games where that's like, it's a big sort of big part of what they're trying to do as a DM.
Right. Right.
Mhm.
That just kind of stems, I think, from at least United States culture right now,
Yeah.
too.
There's a big trend in the US and worldwide in that same regard.
Right.
So, yeah, I think you see a lot of that, and but you can measure how well somebody reflects the trends by rating them with a bunch of people.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't mean that they're better or worse. It's just like literally like a numerical measurement of, do they fit the trends? Do they fit what people like? Here, these people. Do these people like the trends? Maybe is another thing you could measure, like because
Mm-hmm.
you could see for yourself, is this person following them or not? That kind of thing.
Yeah. Crazy stuff to think about.
Mhm.
Crazy stuff to think about.
Yeah.
Um,
No, I have to make like a disclaimer now because I called diversity a trend. Um, I think the like purposeful use of it and like trying to expand into more diverse characters, yeah, that's a trend in the strict sense of the word trend, where it's on the rise. It's happening more.
mhm. Yeah. Which I think
Yeah.
ultimately is positive,
Right. Yeah. A trend doesn't mean it's going to go away or something. It doesn't mean, I'm
yeah,
not
it doesn't mean it's
dismissing it as
temporary.
like, oh, whatever, it's this.
Right.
I'm
Yeah.
just saying like it's on the up,
Right.
right? Like if you measured how much of that was happening 15 years ago and then you measured it yesterday, you'd see there's more.
Mhm.
That's what a trend is. In
Yeah.
case you don't know what a trend is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why am I the one explaining this to you? Are you sure? Are you sure you can listen to a podcast? Are you all right?
Yeah, you're not saying that diversity is trendy right now
No.
in the terms of like
a fidget spinner.
yeah. Diversity is like the new fidget spinner.
I mean, maybe it is.
Maybe it is.
Maybe it is, but I am strictly saying numerically, if you tried measuring it, there is more now.
Right. Which and a lot of games are
I won't judge whether something is a trend like a fidget spinner. What's a fad? That's the
A f-
word for
yeah,
that. That's the
yes.
word for that.
that's a fact. A trend
Right.
a trend is different than
A trend
fad.
is literally just, is there more?
There's more of it now. Like
That's what
Jinko jeans.
Yeah. Or is
No,
there
that was
less?
a
I guess
fad.
there can be a negative trend, but like Jinko jeans are about to come back.
Are they really?
Are you pumped for that?
Are they
Because
really?
90s or like late 80s, early 90s clothes are back.
Oh.
Also, the
Okay.
the grunge look is coming back too.
You know what? I've noticed
So that's like
that.
mid 90s, late 90s.
Grunge is
Jinko
coming
jeans
back.
are early 2000, baby.
Yeah, that's true.
We are like The kids in high school right now aren't gonna wear them, but the kids who are in 4th or 5th grade right now are going to be wearing Jeanco jeans in high
Jeans.
school.
In
And
high
you
school.
better believe I'm pumped for those to come back. That's just so funny.
It is really funny.
Yeah.
Why are all these kids dressed like the older kids that I knew when I was a
They
kid?
all got the mushroom haircut too. I love it.
Yeah, I've noticed. Oh man, it's funny. It's funny
Yeah.
to see what's trending. I thought it was funny when scrunchies became popular again
Mhm.
because they were sort of on the way out when we were growing up.
Yeah, I mean, they were an '80s thing.
Right.
They were like and you could see it. It just goes exactly.
Yeah.
And I'm 27,
Yeah. Me too.
and you too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, significantly younger than me still.
Yeah. I mean, 8 entire days.
No, but like I almost didn't believe that fashion goes in such cycles. I
Oh
had it
yeah.
pointed out to me a long time ago.
Yeah. Same here.
And I saw and like kind of got it intellectually,
Hmm.
but now I really get it, dude. Like the
Oh yeah.
girls walking around with the huge pants and the midriff shirts, you know where we're headed. There's only one way this can go,
Right.
and it's spelled JNCO.
Man, did we skip parachute pants? I wanted those to come back. Wait a minute. Hold on a second.
What?
Um, what the heck are those like huge pants that MC Hammer wears? People are wearing
Yeah,
those.
those are the parachute pants.
Those are parachute pants.
Yeah.
People are wearing those.
Yeah.
Those are popular again.
Yeah.
Like now, like
Mhm.
right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, which means it's still going to be a while before it's really jean
Mhm.
coat time.
Right.
I'm going to say watch out for people who are skateboarding.
It's coming
'Cause,
back.
yeah, they loved it last time. They were really into jean coat last time, and there are a lot of really good skate videos that are just hilarious to watch because of these gigantic pants and
Huge
the boards back then. They all used the smallest wheels they could. They're like this much wheel around the nut. It's like a half-inch wheel or like quarter inch of actual. So it's like just this pair of jeans floating across the ground.
I saw the jeans just floating past me. It was crazy. The gene monster is coming. Oh man. Oh man. Yeah, we talked about that in a recent episode about the ASMR quality
Yeah.
of skateboards. Yeah,
It's quite
real.
good.
That's real stuff.
Um. Anyway, should we talk about D&D at all?
I try.
We did
I-
try. We
I
were
tried
on
a
our
little
way.
bit.
Sorry, Jinko is always going to distract. At least me. What about you? I don't know.
Yeah, I just like the name.
Yeah,
Honestly,
it's really good.
I don't know if I'd wear them. It's not really my style.
Questionably, I would not.
It's not my style, but
No.
I'm excited to see other people wear them.
Yeah, right. That's what I love about this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I will just wear what looks good on me, but I love that other people are going to experiment with it.
Yeah.
Although well, there was a time when big pants did look good on me. It's not anymore. They don't now. They did in high school. They looked fine. Um, back when the skinniest pants were the trend.
Yeah, of course.
Like the ones that you can't even pull up all the way. You know the ones?
I think so.
The ones that like kind of just hung out below the crease of your hip
Uh,
and were brightly colored.
Though I think part of it, because I have this issue a little bit. I'm sure you have this issue majorly, but I have trouble finding pants that fit properly.
Yeah.
They're either too long or too short.
Yeah.
But I can't find any pants. That are
My waist
proper.
size, I mean, we talked about this on the show. My waist size is like 30 inches.
Yeah.
And they don't even like I need 36-inch inseam or not inseam, inseam pants. Anyway, 36-inch long, whatever
Mhm.
the length measurement is, pants. They don't make those. Most brands just don't have that as an option.
Right.
So I just have to go up a size and hope they don't fall down too much for my waist size.
Yeah, 32 inseam is too short for me, but
Mhm.
34 is just a little bit too long where I am kind of stepping on them.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
They do make 33s for some
Some brands
brands.
make 33s, which are perfect.
But then, yeah, beyond that, they just go in 2-inch increments. There's no 35s out there.
Yeah, exactly.
It's really weird. I don't know.
I don't. Anyway, whatever. I don't care enough to like really go. They seem to make girl pants in like all kinds of ways, though.
Yeah, which is weird because the sizing is worse, like significant.
Because for men they just do inches, but
Yeah,
for women,
well,
they're
for men
just-
they do inches here and inches here.
right.
Women have one number.
Really?
Yeah,
What?
yeah.
I don't.
So like a girl who's like pretty skinny and fit,
Mm-hmm.
she's gonna be a size 1 or 3 or something, you know?
Yeah, depending on the
Right.
brand. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, and like like a size 9 is like a pretty average looking build. Like you'd see a person with no, I don't know, that's a little thin still. So I think like a size 15. I don't know.
It doesn't mean anything to me, though.
Exactly.
Right, like,
That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah,
like
that
these
doesn't-
numbers don't mean that. Now you could have 9 slim, maybe, or 9. Do they only do long and short? I forget. They do like a short version and a long version or something. I don't know.
Well, it just baffles me how girls have pants that fit them exactly correct.
They don't.
But they don't.
They just squeeze into them.
Oh, okay.
For at least the pants that were popular on, for our age.
Okay.
Like the tight jeans. Yeah, they just squeeze into that.
Well, I don't think that girls' clothes come in much other. They don't come in any other sizes than skin tight or completely
just so big
loose,
that you're not in
like billowy.
It'll fit
almost.
anybody.
Right?
Yeah.
Exactly. like those are the only two styles that exist right now. I feel like.
Yeah, there's not really
That's
like
all that people.
because I guess the other style would be like business suit.
Yeah, basically. So, because like I like straight cut jeans,
Mhm.
which are which fit properly in some places and are loose in others.
Mhm.
I like the way that looks better for me.
Mhm.
But the girl pants don't come like that.
I mean, they have different cuts. Like they've got the boot cut and there's what's it called? The boyfriend fit is actually probably closest to straight cut.
Boyfriend fit.
That's what they call it at Old Navy. That's the only place I've really seen a lot of women's pants.
Yeah,
so that's where I go with Anna.
I can't believe the world of stuff I don't know about.
Right.
I was watching a thing and somebody was talking about a kitten heel, and I was like, "What the heck is that?" And then I looked it up, and I was like, "What?"
No, wait, what is this?
It's a thing. It's like
is this illegal?
the kitten heel.
Yeah.
It's like a high heeled thing, but okay, so it's like a stiletto, so it's small, it's thin,
Mhm.
but it's also short, like only 1 inch, and also it's like in the middle of where your heel would be, so it's not at the end.
It's
of
not
the
at
shoe.
the end of the shoe. Yeah.
It's like toward the
Okay.
center of the heel.
Yeah, I can visualize this.
I believe that's the case. So not very tall, but thin, but also in the middle of the heel, which means that there has to be a term for
when it's at the back.
when it's at the back, or
At the front?
When
Can it
it's-
be at the front?
2 inches. Like I don't know.
I think we gotta get the. I think we gotta just move on and get the Japanese sandals with the big wood blocks.
With the big wood blocks at the bottom. Yeah.
Because we could. That's doable. Platform shoes are in right now.
Oh, are they again?
Yeah, which is funny because when I was honeymooning in Japan,
Mm-hmm.
that was 2019,
Yes.
fall 2019,
Mm-hmm.
like November, October, and November. It was
Mhm.
right at the end of October. It was Halloween. There were so many people wearing platform shoes. It was
Really?
just super common.
Wow.
And then it took like a couple months, and then I started seeing them here.
Oh man, Japan's trendy. Well, you
Mhm.
were in Tokyo.
I was
for a
in
lot of-
Tokyo. That's
yeah,
where I
so
saw the most.
That
of those.
makes sense because
It's-
things don't end up here. We're on a delay.
Where we are, yeah, where we are,
yeah,
it's
we
delayed,
are now. It's delayed.
and some stuff never catches on here.
That's true too.
Um,
And things are different depending on where you go to.
Yeah.
Their trends don't necessarily transcend
Yeah.
every place.
because I bet in LA,
Yeah,
platform boots are not as popular because who's gonna wear strappy, tall boots in 90 degrees every single day
I don't
weather?
know. I don't know them personally, but I
I mean, I'm sure
know.
people do, I guess.
Yeah, I know of LA goths. Apparently, it's hard to be an LA goth. It's so sunny over there all the
Do
time.
you do you wanna make a band?
LA goths.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
I
that's gotta already be a
that's
band.
what I'm saying. Yeah, I was like,
Shoot.
they, for sure.
Ugh!
There have been 6 bands called LA goths.
Right, what if we're the LA Visigoths and we take over LA Rome?
What? LA Visigoths? What?
Yeah, we'll sack LA Rome.
Oh, okay, got it.
And we can make out with some good loot.
LA.
Not a band, just let's go take over
Oh, okay, let's
Rome
just
in
do
Los
it.
Angeles. Yeah.
Okay.
They're gonna collapse on their own if we don't.
Rome
We might as
and
well step in and
yeah, well,
it's all the
from
lead in their water.
the
Again. I thought we learned this lesson with regular Rome.
you remember that Flash cartoon from a long time ago, The End of the World?
Oh, I vaguely remember it.
Yeah, yeah. One of the predictions is that California is going to break off of the United States and go hang out with Hawaii. And Alaska is going to be there too.
So if Alaska broke off of Canada,
Yeah.
that would be a major problem, more so than California, because of like all the oil and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Like I feel like a lot of stuff would break and things would spill out, and we'd all be in big doo doo.
That would be big trouble. Big
Yeah.
trouble if Alaska breaks off of Canada.
Yeah, and I think if California broke off of that corner of the United States,
Mm-hmm.
I don't think
It's,
that the infrastructure would be ruined the same way. If that makes sense.
you know, you may be right there.
Mhm.
There's definitely oil pipelines, but not to the extent.
It's not the origin of them. It's the
Right.
end point in California. They're
Right.
coming from Texas over there. So
Right.
like, yeah, some stuff spills out, but like you could just turn off the pumps in Texas. You don't because like the dude in Alaska while it's going down here, they're gonna be like, oh, I can't use the controls. They're moving around too much.
Is that what people in Alaska sound like?
Have you ever heard somebody? Sarah Palin's from Alaska.
Oh, that's
Oh,
right.
I'm Sarah Palin.
Well,
This is spot on.
you're right. You
Listen,
really nailed it.
people have told me really good things about myself.
Sarah Palin impression.
All right, yeah. So I wanted to talk about skill challenges today.
Did you?
We might talk about that a little bit.
Okay, sure.
I don't know how much time we have for it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how much time we have for it.
Oh,
That's what I wanted to talk about with them.
okay.
So what about your skill challenges taking an amount of time? It can be done two different ways too.
Okay, yeah. You need to explain because I don't know what you mean by that.
All right. So when you go to pick a lock,
Okay.
it's an action.
Yes.
It's done in 6 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
That is realistic if you're good at picking locks. That actually is realistic. Doesn't mean it's fun though.
Yes, realism is not necessarily the same thing as fun. Making the game more real. Yeah, we talked about this before too.
All right, so let's say you're trying to get
Yes.
away from something or sneak into somewhere before you're spotted.
Mm-hmm.
You might know how much time you have roughly because you know where a sentry is. But what if you don't know how long it's going to take to pick the lock?
Okay, I see what you mean. So you're saying you roll the dice and you will succeed at it, But-
Eventually.
but the dice will tell you how long it takes.
Right. Right. Now, and you could do that different ways too. You could go, all right, you try to pick the lock and you succeed or fail. And then 6 seconds go by and you like keep trying. That sort of thing. That's an option. You could roll first to see if you succeed. Then you could roll next to see how many actions it takes. Like roll a d6 afterward. And if it takes you 6 actions, like you stuck there for 36 seconds, in order to actually open the lock. You can abort it at any time, but you have to re-roll to pick it.
To pick it, yeah.
Yeah. that sort of thing is an option too. Basically, just like don't make it so it's an isolated, like just all right, we're done. Either I picked it or I didn't.
Right, because that stops progress and makes it yeah, yeah. Mhm.
Hmm.
I got you. Yeah, so skill challenges aren't in they might be in the rule book for 5th edition, but
Yeah.
they're not like I don't know, there aren't a lot of rules for them.
Hmm.
I think it was 3rd or 4th edition that had the best skill challenge system that I've heard of. I've never read I've never read the Dungeon Master's Guide for any other edition other than 5th. This is all through the grapevine, but
I mean, I've read sixth edition, but my dad works at Nintendo, so that's why.
yeah, yeah, so you know all the secrets about Breath of the Wild 2. I'm so excited for Breath of the Wild 2. That trailer's awesome. I'm so hyped
The
for it.
music, the backwards stuff,
Yeah.
it was the music from 100 years ago, or 10,000 years ago. The one where they show like the back in time part in Breath of the Wild. Time travel, time
Oh,
travel,
maybe that's part of it.
time travel.
Time travel. Uh the so the 3rd or 4th edition, whichever one it was, the skill challenge is the players pick what skill they want to use and try to explain how they're going to use it.
All right, that's good so far. I mean, that's how I think it would work now. Yeah.
Right. And then the DM sort of decides a difficulty class
Hmm.
based on how likely they think that that would actually work.
Hmm.
But then you still roll the dice, and then even if the difficulty class is high, you could still have a chance of succeeding.
Right.
Um, but that way, it's sort of like a sliding scale because what that does, one thing that I really think would make D&D more engaging if you can is that makes the players now think like an idea they come up with,
Hmm.
if it's a good idea,
Hmm.
it helps them.
Right.
Because in D&D a lot of the time the only thing that really helps you is whether or not you rolled the number good,
Yeah.
which is random. But I think it would be cool if there were more instances where having a good idea helps you in the game.
Right.
I don't know if it always does. I think that sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah, I could see that for sure.
You know what I mean?
Right. Well, so sometimes it feels like there's just not that many ideas being had. Like there's just a set path, and like somebody says, "All right, let's do this next," and everyone's like, "All right, let's do that next," or things like that. It probably is good for most people if they would take more time to come up with ideas and then
Mhm.
execute on them.
Right.
That's kind of the gameplay, isn't it? Like, let's
Right.
try this and see if it works. Did it work? Nope. Oh well. I guess I learned for next time. Or did it work? Yes. All right. We've solved the puzzle. We solved your
We did it,
challenge.
yeah. I think it would be I think that's why it's nice to end sessions on initiative or end sessions like once they've been presented with a puzzle
Mhm.
because that gives the players time to consider strategy.
Which does work very well in your campaign, by the way. We all talk behind your back every time you do it.
Me?
Yeah.
Perfect. That's yeah, that's what I was that's and I do that on purpose.
Yep. I know.
I present yeah, so we start a lot of sessions with combat.
Yep.
Um
Which is perfect.
because and I do that on purpose because there are a lot of you guys and you guys all have different stuff you can do
Hmm.
and it's more realistic because then even though the characters don't have the time that you guys have to prepare, they do know what they're capable
They
of
know what they're capable of and what the other
and
people
what
are.
everybody else is capable of
Right.
and would be able to strategize on the
Yeah.
fly.
Like in a fight, I can
Yeah.
judge what the person next to me is physically capable of very quickly.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
I know exactly what I'm physically capable of on any given at any given time.
Mhm.
and I know how to respond very easily to an attack. But and by easily I mean like it doesn't take much mental work to predict it, to
Mhm.
like feel how it's going to
Right.
move. Um so it feels a lot easier almost than in D&D when you don't even maybe know all the spells your party can do right now.
Mhm.
You don't know what all their abilities are. You haven't played all those classes probably.
Right.
I would say almost all D&D players. I'm going to go 95%. That's a great estimate. Um, the best estimate. That 95% of players have played a single character so far.
Yeah, I mean, it's just back on the
Yeah,
uprise, you know?
exactly.
So, yeah, I'd say so.
And then of the remaining 5%, maybe like 50% of those, my initial 95% was too high. I don't care. You get the idea.
Right,
Almost
right.
everybody has only played one character. Most of the remaining people have played two characters, and then very few people will ever even have the chance to play more than that, probably, unless you like stick to it. Like you have to stick to it
Mhm.
in order to get to that point.
Yeah. Yeah, certainly. Absolutely. Um,
All right, but I have more stuff for
yeah,
skill challenges.
skill challenges, more stuff, go.
So we talked about this before, but having the consequences not just be success or failure, but it could be unrelated to the thing that you were doing. So you failed the skill challenge, but not because you flubbed your lock picking skills that you've picked the same lock one room ago just fine. And now you're in this room and you're like, oh, well, this is one of those locks. All right. And you just went, oh, oops, I broke my fingers off because I'm stupid now and I was fine back then. And then you go to the next lock and it works fine again. Right? Like that doesn't, like there's a little bit of dissonance there.
Mhm.
So instead it could be you didn't roll high enough. Oh, because that's when somebody shouted that they spotted you and like immediately the uh door became electrified. You couldn't pick the lock because your hand went numb.
Right.
Right? Like,
Mhm.
and it was while you were like you could do a saving throw maybe even at that point, because that's a fun thing too. You could be like, oh, you failed, do a saving throw. What you got, buddy? You
Yeah.
maybe you've been going into this a little too headstrong.
'Cause that feels better than on a success you succeed and on a failure you fail.
Mhm.
On a success you succeed and on a failure
They succeed
you get an opportunity or you get an opportunity
to pull something
to
out.
do something out, like,
Yeah.
um
And if there's two failures, then it's, you got hurt because something bad happened to you, not because you were
yeah.
stupid.
Yeah, not because you messed something up,
Yeah.
but because the other people got the drop on you.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And that also promotes smarter strategies, I think, too.
Mhm.
Where like, you have people looking out. Okay, well, in that case, when you fail this time, they see people running at you. And if you make a what would be focus? Constitution saving throw. You can keep your focus long enough to pick the lock still. That'd be cool.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
because
So
now
like you
you're on
failed.
pressure, yeah.
Yeah. So now you're under pressure, but here you could still pick the lock. But now like there's some dudes running at you. I don't know. That's fun.
Yeah, yeah, and you can apply the same sort of logic to any
Lock.
skill.
I don't know why lock picking is the big skill challenge that sticks out to everybody, but like let's talk about trying to persuade somebody
Yeah.
next.
Mhm.
So you're trying to persuade this NPC to do a thing that you want. I'm sure that is probably getting jiggy with your character. Is almost definitely what you
Yep,
want.
you're playing a bard.
Yeah. So, so you are you walk up to them, you groove up to them even,
Mhm.
and they they're a little like, all right, maybe.
Mhm.
they give you the little look, like they
Yeah.
checking out what you got.
Yeah, yeah. You're in the club. They're like, "Hey, can you help me finish my drink?" You're basically in.
Yeah, and they're like, let me. This is a little bit of charity work, is it? And you're like, I don't, no, no. I've been told, I've been told different.
I uh,
So anyway,
yeah.
actually, that's perfect though. So you walk up to them and you're like, all right, I'd like to try to flirt with this character,
Mhm.
and your DM's like, all right, roll persuasion, and you roll pretty bad, and then it turns out that this person then that you were gonna try to flirt with, uh, they just happen to not be that attracted to you, like physically, like because this is the thing, like you don't have to be super physically attracted to somebody to still like hit it off with them, but their
That's
first
yeah.
thing could be just like a kind of cold response then, like, oh, I don't know.
Mhm.
And so you've got to like get them with your personality next, so you do performance as your next role. You're like, all right, well, I'm going to switch it up, and that's when you'd roll performance, and then if that fails, you could make a charisma saving throw next, right?
Oh, a save.
Like if you make the charisma save, they're not going to slap you and leave. That sort of thing at
Mhm.
that point. And then you can get information out of them, or I don't know, maybe your character was just flirting with them.
Yeah, I mean, the chastity belt is on, but, like but maybe you haven't completely ruined it.
Right, exactly.
I
Yeah.
gotcha.
Yeah. Um and I think that that sort of like tiered thing, like you could try, one thing too, and then like each try, they're actually that is a thing. Maybe it's in the Dungeon Master's Guide, but like everybody starts out kind of neutral to your character, and then depending on your roles, they move to like either alert or like relaxed, and then from alert they go to like whatever's the next level, which is where they're like actively against you, and
Mhm.
then from relaxed they can go to like actively supportive of you.
Mhm.
And then like the last level would be like this is turned into violence, or other like other actions have been taken, or this is like they're your friend now, like they believe so at least,
Yeah, yeah,
um
they have now
depending on which
allied
depending on
themselves.
which things you rolled.
Right.
They might actually like
You're married now.
that would be 4,
Oh, 4 would be married now.
which good luck, because you'd have to use persuasion, performance, deception, intimidation, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, that's charisma based. Why not?
Okay.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel
Mhm.
like
But
that might be a healthy relationship.
if you can
If you use all 4 of
if you
those
use
to
all
form
4,
it, I feel like that's the strongest relationship. I think that's what D&D is telling us.
persuade,
Mhm.
perform,
Right?
int
Deceive
deceive, and
and
intimidate. Oh,
intimidate.
okay, got it, got it. Okay, okay. I'm following now.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, you want some homebrew?
For you audio listeners out there listening at home, at work, at the park, on an airplane, wherever you listen to your podcasts, I did just nod vigorously.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I was trying to
Also,
buy you time.
there's a D100 on the table right now.
There is a D100 on the table right now.
That is important because I have from user the Adonalsium,
How, spell that?
the
Hmm.
Adonalsium, the Adonalsium.
Okay. You're going to have
I'm
to tell
not.
us how to say your
I
name.
I don't know. I don't
Please
know.
teach me.
Okay.
No, okay, that's fine though.
So okay,
We will.
this is a chart of 100 magical items,
Ooh.
and I didn't read any of them.
Okay.
No, I read 2 of them. But I'm just gonna
Wait, are all the items homebrew?
yes, all of them.
What?
It literally, it's a chart, and then it lists out all of them.
Oh my gosh, you shouldn't have.
I know, it's
User
insane.
the Adonalsium. You are amazing.
Yeah, it seems pretty cool. Do you want to roll those dice for us?
All right, let's do it. Come on, baby. Get a 69. Let's do it. How perfect. 88.
Okay, 88. 88 is known as the Ring of Air Influence.
Okay. Ring of Air Influence. I'm going to guess
Yes.
that it lets you probably cast a low level spell with wind or something along those lines.
Maybe
it gives you a free Gust of Wind card. Now we're back to Pokemon like we talked about earlier. We definitely talked about Pokemon before, right? Pokemon cards.
Ring where sorry, this is harder to find than I thought. Oh, is it in alphabetical order? Why isn't it in the
Oh, no,
order?
that's good. That's good. Alphabetical order is good.
Probably better. You're right.
Yeah.
It's probably better. Probably better. No, it's not in alphabetical order. What the heck?
Oh, maybe it's by slot or by like type. Oh no.
I don't. What? Where is it?
Well, now it's time for a message from our sponsors
Yeah.
today. Today's sponsors.
Okay.
I guess I'm the sponsor today.
Okay. Yeah.
And my message. Shoot, I should have probably come up with a message if I was going to sponsor this podcast.
Oh,
what do I want
man.
people to do? Maybe check out our podcast.
You're never gonna pay.
I
us
cast
now.
fish is smoke.
Oh, I found it. Okay. Ring of Air. Jeez, man. Okay. Ring of Air Influence. It requires attunement once per long rest.
Mhm.
The wearer can cast Featherfall as a first level spell,
Oh, I like that.
and they have advantage against all gas based poisons. Interesting.
Okay. Can we get another one?
Yeah, let's do more.
33.
Wow, we're getting those double digits. 33 is a ring of poison resistance.
Oh, okay.
Let's see if it does anything other than just be resistant to poison.
Like, does it alert you to poison? Does it?
No, it looks like it literally just gives you resistance to poison damage.
I love it. All right. Next up. Bloop, bloop, bloop. 87.
Okay. 87 is the Ring of Water Influence.
Ah, yeah. What spell is that going to give you?
Let me see. It's on this page. Where Water Influence, once per long rest, the wearer can cast a Fog Cloud as a first level spell and can breathe underwater as though it were air.
Rad. All right. That's going to be 31.
Wow, you're getting
Yeah.
you're getting some clumps here. Yeah. Okay, 31, Ring of Necrotic Resistance gives you advantage. Or gives you
Okay.
resistance
Yeah.
to
You know what? I
necrotic
should have
damage.
guessed that it would be similar to the other thing. All right.
Yep. Okay.
62.
62 is the Ring of Luring.
Ah, does it
Let's see.
help you catch fish? Or does it make things want to be aggressive toward you?
Ring of
Or does it take you out to the wilderness and then give you a bunch of items, but then kill you so you drop your previously had items and it was all a scam? You know what I'm talking about, right?
Ring of Luring. I didn't listen to anything you said because I was looking for it.
Yeah.
Okay. So once per long rest, target creature must make a wisdom saving throw. So you target a creature, they make a wisdom saving throw, or be forced to do whatever they can to obtain the ring as quickly as possible.
Interesting.
Oh.
I like that. That's really cool. Huh. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the one ring, but it doesn't do anything else.
Yeah, kind of. All right, let's see what else we got.
One. Oh, the Ring of Magic. This is one of the ones I read. This one's really cool. I like
Okay,
this
what's
a
it do? What's it do?
The ring reads as incredibly magical. So if you cast like Detect Magic, it's very magical. It shows traces of evocation, divination, and conjuration. But if you cast Identify on it, whoever casts the spell takes 2d6 psychic damage and the spell fails. The secret of the ring is that it doesn't do anything. It just has an intense magical aura to it,
Mhm.
to seem as magical as possible to get people to try to identify it.
It's like a Venus flytrap.
Yeah.
All right, I love it.
74.
74.
74
74.
is a ring of spikes.
Wait, okay, Ring of Spikes. Is spikes a spell? Is there like one called that or something?
I don't think so.
Does it like drop caltrops behind you? Does it
Um,
set up what's that called? Spikes, yeah, in Pokemon. That's the thing. The
okay.
video games.
If the wearer has natural armor rating, the rating increases by 2. So if you have natural armor, you increase by 2.
Oh, it's like spikes on your body.
Yes. Any armor that the wearer also wears will have to be retrofitted for the spikes that increase their natural armor. These spikes take one long rest to grow and fall off within a day if the ring is taken off. It doesn't say anything about the spikes doing damage.
It just makes it harder to touch you.
It just
You just
gives you +2 to your armor class
yeah.
if you have
like,
natural armor.
Because like I can't hit you there now. There's a bunch of spots where if I try to hit you, my hand will hurt.
Because it's
Yeah,
spiky.
I want to hurt my fingies.
And yeah, interesting.
All right, want to get how many more we got? We could do. We could do
We
one
can
more.
do a couple more. 3.
3.
Okay, the ring of bureaucratic wizardry.
Oh, that. Ooh. Just the name of that one.
Oh, these
That's
are all
giving me some
rings.
good stuff.
If you didn't figure it out, these are all rings.
Which means you can wear like, I mean, some people would say you could wear 10 of them, but I have a couple knuckles per finger. I'm just saying.
Almost all of them require attunement. But oh, this one doesn't actually. The ring cannot be removed without remove curse.
Oh boy.
If the wearer of the spell or the wearer of this ring attempts to cast a spell, they must fill out paperwork to requisition the arcane divine power necessary to cast. Paperwork appears directly in front of them, prepared by the DM on their turn, then automatically ends. If they finish their paperwork correctly before their turn comes again, they may cast their spell. Once per day, the player may requisition a form of disringment. Make a DC 20 persuasion check to remove the ring.
So, like you're seeing what this is. This is like
Yeah.
an actual paper form. I love that. And you have to finish it within that combat round. So while everybody else is doing their turn, you have to fill out your form.
Yes, and if you do, then you can cast the spell you want to cast.
The spell you wanted to cast.
But if you don't,
it's so good. It's so good.
That's great.
All right. Do you want to do a different homebrew, or do you want to keep rolling on this? Because man, maybe are there any names of items on there that are like real highlights? Sound really good just from their names. The Ring of Bureaucratic Magic, that one, or whatever it was.
Yeah, bureaucratic wizardry.
That one, it's hard to top that name.
It's probably hard to top that one. There's 100 of these, so just give me a second to see if any of these seem.
Sure. Well, while you look at those and you keep the show going, I'll just relax over here. So
cool.
that way nobody has anything to listen to while you're looking through those for any highlights or things like that. I'll just kind of take like a little break and just kind of chill.
There's a ring of clapping.
Ring of clapping. Wait, is it like it lets you clap like it turns you into a clapper, like clap on, clap off for anything that you want? I would have to assume that's it.
There's also a ring of bubbles.
A ring of Is it a ring made of bubbles? Is it like a
Ring of wait, hold on. I just saw it. Where did it go? Ring of bubble. Oh, ring of bubbles. The first amount of damage the wearer takes every minute is negated by the ring.
Oh, cool. It's a defensive bubble.
So the first damage that you take in combat every 10 rounds,
Yeah.
just completely negated. Wow.
So the first round, the 11th round, the 29th round, the 40th round, I believe. It's like roughly every 10.
It's every 10. It is
like
every 10.
roughly exactly every 10. Pretty much, almost.
Approximately exactly
Yeah,
every
like the
10.
first round, I think maybe around the 8th round is close to 10.
What the heck? What was the thing that I said before? Because I cannot find it for some reason.
Ring of. There's a ring.
Was it?
Yeah.
I said there was another one that I didn't
Yeah,
look
I remember you saying another one.
at.
I don't. I'm gonna. I have no idea.
There's a ring of spinning.
Clapping was the other one.
Oh yeah, ring of there it is, ring of clapping. What? How come that should be right in the same general area as this one?
What's the do though?
Well, I can't find it.
Oh, okay. Which
I
is the
found
ring of spinning?
I found ring of spinning. Once spun on its side, this ring will not stop spinning unless stopped by an outside force. The funniest thing about this to me is that it requires attunement. So you have to take an attunement slot to be able to do it. So you just spin it on a table and it won't stop.
Yeah.
Won't stop.
Well, it says on its side though.
Yeah.
Is the ring on its side? Here, I have my wedding ring. Right now, my wedding ring is flush against my wrist. It's not sticking up.
Right.
That's on its side, right?
Oh, no, that's not what I thought. I thought on its side would be like up.
That to me would be standing up on its bottom or top. And
I guess
that's what I thought they meant when I heard it. I thought they meant this way.
Yes.
But the wording says to me this way, flat.
Well, I like how you would spin a coin is how I imagine.
That's what I imagined too, but now that I'm listening to the wording, I think they mean like a ball bearing.
Either way, it's not very useful.
No.
Oh,
although,
ring of
wait
clapping.
a second.
I found ring of clapping.
Wait.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so if you took your ring and you put it down flat like this,
Mm-hmm.
and you put a big like platform on it, and you spun that, it would just go, right?
Yes.
You could use it to torture people.
Unless a force acts upon it. Is there a way that you could do that to...
I have no idea, man. Listen.
I don't think it's meant to be useful.
I think it is. I think user the
yeah, the O'Donnelliseum.
The
O'Donnelliseum.
Yeah, they would not put in anything that isn't the things that seem most useless that they create are actually the most useful.
So whenever the wearer claps and utters the command word boom, a localized earthquake will emit from the wearer with a radius equal to their strength modifier multiplied by 5 feet. And it deals 2d6 points of force damage to everyone within the radius and makes the radius difficult terrain. They can make a dexterity saving throw for half damage with a DC equal to 8 plus their proficiency plus their strength modifier. Excuse me.
I love it. Yeah.
So basically, it's the interesting thing is that they didn't. Whoever made this, well, the O'Donnellism,
right?
The O'Donnelliseum,
mm-hmm.
O'Donnelliseum, the O'Donnelliseum. It's like Colosseum, but O'Donnelliseum. Right? Anyway, they didn't really make it like, oh, the least useful ones are close to 1 and the most are close to 100. There's just like all kinds of stuff in here. Like any of them could be more or less useful.
Like the spinning one's very useful. The vomiting one that you mentioned earlier, that's not super useful.
I did not
I'm sure there's
but
one
there
there.
probably is one.
I guess it would be called Ring of Sickness or something along those lines.
Um, there's a ring of fickleness. uh, that at the start of every long rest. Oh, whoa. Okay, this one's cool. At
Okay.
the start of every long rest, roll a D100, and and that ring becomes the other ring on this table that day.
Oh,
So you roll a D100, and then that day, whatever number you get, that's the ring that it is that day.
that's the ring I need. That's the perfect ring.
Actually, I love that.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Except when you roll the ring of fickleness, and then it's just like, what do you do now? Now I guess it's the ring of fickleness.
Yeah. Well, I guess that means tomorrow it'll uh you know, decide what ring it'll be. Wait, does it count on the day that you get it? Is it 24 hours from when you get it?
Well, it does
Is it
require it requires attunement. So probably after
Oh,
you
after you attune
attune
to it, it probably
the
right
next
away.
well, no, the next long rest, I imagine it would do that.
Oh, yeah. I mean, everybody just attunes during a long rest.
Because then, well, you can attune during a short rest.
I would never.
What do you take before?
Some kind of monk? I would never short rest.
What am I, a monk? I'm never gonna short rest.
No, I do tend to play characters who get no benefit from short rests.
It's interesting how much some characters do and some don't.
Like
How some.
Liam is an artificer.
Mhm.
He gets no spells back if he short rests. He loses a cannon if he had one hanging around. Because they only last an hour. And he barely has any hit points. So I'm not going to use my hit dice because guess what? If I got hit, I'm dead anyway. I only had to get hit once, and I can only get enough HP back to get hit once. So does it matter if I heal?
Excuse
No.
me for not knowing that artificers are supposed to be good at Constitution.
And then putting that as my lowest stat at a 10 out of 20. I think I actually put it as a 9 and then used a point for it to get it to 10.
Yeah, I think you did. Because I
Mhm.
remember it was literally your lowest
Yeah.
that you had rolled.
Yeah. And I think it was tied with strength. Or it is tied with strength now. I don't know. Yeah, they might be both. No, maybe strength was the negative one. I had a -1 strength modifier. That's actually more useful though, because then if you hit somebody, it heals them.
Is that how it works?
Yeah, I mean they say minimum of 1, but -1 technically is the same magnitude as 1. So right, like,
Yeah. Hey, if you put on that ring of clapping,
mhm.
uh, and your strength modifier is -1, does that mean that the earthquake goes into a -5? Oh no,
It was the saving throw that was dependent on strength modifier. The damage was a flat 2d6.
but the radius of the earthquake
Oh,
was
you're
dependent
right.
on your strength modifier.
Yeah, it is.
So I think it would be a -5 feet
What would that do?
would be the.
Where would that go?
Wait, hold on. Let me read it again. Because I'm pretty sure
Are you gonna be able to find it?
I'm pretty sure that's what. Yes, I'll find it. It's right here. Um clapping.
Yeah, I'll find it right now.
Yep.
Right
Yep.
now.
Right. It's
Right
it is,
now.
I mean, it's right.
It's right
It's
here.
right.
It's
It's
right.
right here. There it is. Okay.
Woo!
Earthquake emit from the where radius is equal to their strength modifier multiplied by 5 feet.
Wow.
So -5 feet is
Negative
yeah.
5 feet. What would that mean?
but for normal stats, that is a maximum of 25 feet. That's still not a lot of space.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like to get the dude next to you, right?
Right.
Like, I don't know. And yourself. Obviously, you're going to hit yourself with it.
Yeah, that's what it says.
Um,
You
it could be useful outside of combat, I feel like.
yeah,
Causing a localized earthquake seems like a useful thing.
it will be loud and distracting, and
Probably
it could
really
take
good for attracting a mate if you want to mate with like a female gorilla. Like they'd probably be pretty into that. They'd be like, "Dang, this dude's got some moves."
he can make a localized earthquake.
Yeah.
Um
I'm a gorilla, so I'm pretty into that. I don't know if you knew that about us.
Is that your gorilla headcanon? That they're super like
They love seismic activity. They're
attra-
such geo nerds. They're like I mean, did you know that gorilla is actually the Latin word for seismologist? Kind of like how, like Jupiter is the Latin word for Zeus.
right.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gorilla seismologist, tomato, man.
Yeah, man. The next geology conference. Oh wait, geologists only just study the rocks.
They just study the rocks.
They don't study the activity.
A geologist would not study something that moves.
At least not on its own.
I guess they might study magma. No, that's a volcanologist.
What?
Volcanologist, yeah.
Oh boy.
They study magma and magma flows and heat flows and stuff like that.
I'm
Like,
sure they all
they talk about tensors and
like the floating disc.
yeah, but spelled different.
Oh, okay.
And not a name, but yes.
Oh, okay, got it.
I forgot about that.
I only know about D&D. I don't know anything about what? Volcanologists?
Yeah, that'd be a
Okay.
person who studies that stuff that I said before.
Yeah.
I don't want to say it again because I'll probably miss something or mess up. That was a once in a lifetime moment.
Wait, but they're called volcanoes.
Yeah.
Are they volcanologists or volcanologists?
I think they're. Hey Google, are they volcanologists or volcanologists? She'll know.
She'll know. She knows everything. Okay.
So because of her Australian accent, I'm gonna say.
No.
Yes, and spell it. I want to hear it, and I need you. VOL.
Yeah, VOL.
But okay, so if you just say it with an Australian accent, you get what I was saying.
Sounds the same.
Yeah. So we'll
As
just
a
assume that's what I was doing.
volcanologist.
Okay, that's good. You spelled it really great. That's a long word. Oh my gosh.
Google she just likes to she just wants to make you happy, man.
Also, I'm sorry if you're listening to this on whatever and I triggered your Google thing.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's true.
That's hilarious. So I'm not actually sorry.
We haven't talked to Google in a while, so it's
it's been probably 30 episodes.
Probably
since we've done that.
Yeah. I mean, she was out of commission for a little while.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway,
but also I've just been behaving, and today I decided whatever.
Behavior is off. Well, hey, man, we had the question,
and it was answered.
It was answered. Yeah, we got it's VOL.
So that was basically a miracle that you guys just saw.
Yeah. So we had a question and we answered it live.
Yeah.
On television.
This was sponsored by Google. I mean, it sort of is. Like, they are hosting this for free.
Yeah. Hey, they had their like a couple weeks ago, they had their like Google conference, whatever it's called. I can't remember what it's called.
Yeah.
I didn't
GoogCon.
GoogCon. Yeah. That's
a good conference name.
That sounds like something that somebody would say to trigger a D's nuts joke. Yeah, man, I went to GoogCon.
Gukon these nuts.
All right, anyway.
I will not Goog on any part of you, just so you know.
I want to make it totally clear. No. All right. They had a conference. And I didn't really care that much, except I've been thinking for a couple of months about getting a smartwatch.
Mm-hmm.
And Google partners with third party people to make their smartwatches, but there was a rumor that they were going to like actually make their own, like for real this time,
Mhm.
and that it was going to be revealed in this conference. And the thing that was revealed at the conference is that they're not going to really be focusing on that kind of thing anymore. They're not going to worry about it. So I don't know. I don't know what smartwatch to get. I don't know.
My wife has a Fossil one,
Yeah,
like
those.
the brand Fossil.
Yeah, that's the one I was.
Um,
Those are what I was looking into. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't really know either. Like, I want one that actually does stuff. I don't want notifications on my wrist. I already don't
I
want
wouldn't mind.
notifications in general, ever, pretty much. I just don't. I don't want to know.
Okay.
That's just how it is.
Yep. Don't tell me.
I will look at stuff when I want to look at stuff,
Okay.
not when a notification comes up on my phone.
Yeah, you don't want your technology to rule your life like everybody else does.
Like everybody else rules my life, or like everybody else wants technology to rule their life.
That second one, yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Because I feel like the first. All right. Anyway, though, that's enough of my problems. I'll talk about it with a therapist later, I'm sure.
Yeah.
It'll be fine. So, yeah, I don't want notifications. But today we were at the grocery store, and Anna was like, "Oh, I can bring up the list on my watch," except she couldn't because she was out of data or something along those lines. There was some issue that she couldn't bring up the list, but like theoretically, it should have been able to, and that would be amazing. Because walking around the store operating a 400-pound shopping cart, because we buy a lot of stuff at once, including today, uh, those foldable chairs that you take on picnics or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we got some of
Yeah,
those.
got
They were
some of it.
$6.
Whoa,
Or $7 or something.
that's a low price.
Yeah, I'm sure they're gonna fall apart, but like also,
Well, yeah, they were $6.
yeah, if they fall apart, like for $6, I'll buy new ones later. Like, because the expensive ones fall apart too.
That's true.
I've never seen one of those not in a state of disrepair. So anyway,
Mm-hmm.
operating a 400-pound shopping cart with one hand, no, that's not good. That's bad juju. It's not the way to operate it at all. So yeah, it was a nice change of pace to, or it would be a nice change of pace to like have the shopping list on my wrist and be able to like look and be like, oh, that's what's next. I can still operate this. Well, actually, it'd be on this wrist because I am a right-handed or left-handed watch wearer. You wear it on your offhand. So that way, while you're doing something, you can look at it. Like you can be painting with your good hand and then look at your watch with your. Why would you ever do something like that? What screwed up person is doing something with one hand and looking at their watch with the other?
You got heated about that.
Well, yeah, because
Just-
people tell me off for wearing my watch on the wrong wrist all the time, like it's some bad thing. But I think it's better because that arm's better at showing me the time, among other things. Like everything it does. This one's useless. I just cut it off already. That's actually very useful. I use it all the time. It's better at carrying shopping bags. I can hold more.
I feel like I don't really wear watches right now, but I feel like if I did wear a watch, I would be more comfortable with it on my right wrist.
Heck yeah.
But
That's right, guys. This is a podcast for right wrist only.
but I'm right-handed.
Yeah,
So-
me too.
But you're saying that you should wear it on your
Left.
off.
Yeah, you should wear it on your left wrist if you're
Okay.
right-handed, is what the recommendation is.
Oh, so you're flying in the face of recommendations.
Yeah, I would wear it on my right wrist.
Okay, me too.
Yeah.
Cool. We're on the same
It just feels better. For me now, it looks more balanced too because I
Yeah,
wear my
because you wear
wedding ring on my left
your
wrist.
yeah.
So that's cool. I used to wear. There was a point in time where I wore 2 watches because of Spy Kids. Because they had those sweet watches that didn't tell time.
I
You know
don't
the ones? I think
I
Spy Kids 2.
I don't remember much about Spy Kids, if I'm being honest. I
So they had
definitely
these
saw them.
watches.
Yeah.
They had the watches did all sorts of cool stuff.
Mhm.
For some reason, one of the things was that they had hair ties in them,
Ah,
which they used, obviously.
of course. Otherwise, you wouldn't have known that.
Or maybe that was just she had hair ties, something. I don't know. Anyway, listen, though, these
Mhm.
watches were awesome. So I wore 2 watches for a while when I was a kid because I had 2 watches. So I wore them I just wore both. I don't even know if I set them to different times. But I definitely wore 2 because they had 2 straps on their watch things. And I wanted to look as cool as the Spy Kids. Did I look as cool as the Spy Kids?
No. No, you didn't.
I mean, no, probably not. One watch was like green, like forest green. The other one was like red. So that's already a bad color combination. Theirs was all
Christmas.
black. So that probably looked cooler.
You
Uh
were just doing Christmas.
yeah, like bad Christmas, like wrong. Like
Like gross, terrible Christmas.
grossness, yeah.
Grossmas.
Yeah. It was a very difficult time in my life
I'm
because
sorry
I
to hear
wasn't a
that.
spy kid.
Maybe we could talk about that next time.
No, we don't have to. It's fine. Everything's good now.